Today we are going to introduce you to three goddesses of playfulness, and we're asking you to put a little fun into your life. Our first goddess actually is known by two different names, and by the end of the presentation, you will know why. So she is the Egyptian goddess Bast or Bastet. And she was known, at the time that she came into being was about 3200 BC. And at this time in Egypt, there was an Upper Egypt and a Lower Egypt. So in Upper Egypt, she was worshipped as a feline-headed goddess of mothering. So she was a mother-like goddess. In Lower Egypt, she was a fierce protector. Years later, she was changed from a goddess that had a head of a lioness to the head of a cat. Cats were very, very important in Egypt at this time. They were thought to be protectors of crops, protectors of humans and their health, as they got rid of disease-bearing rodents, and they were thought to be the physical manifestation of Bast. Bast is a goddess that also represents the sun, but she represents the dawning sun. She would ride with her father, the sun god Ra, in his chariot, as he would bring forward the sun from the nighttime sky. As the goddess of the dawn, she was known for potentiality, excitement, new beginnings. She had two sisters, Sekhmet and Hathor. And we have talked about both of these goddesses in our previous presentations. Sekhmet was the lion-headed goddess and is still the lion-headed goddess today. But she was the sun goddess of that hot, burning, desert, noon sun. So Bast and Sekhmet were kind of different. Bast was known for her mildness and gentleness, and Sekhmet was known for her wrath and her vengefulness. Bast also was known for two traits. She was known as the goddess who could charm snakes. And she was also known as a healer to take away the effects of poisonous venom. The Egyptians transferred these traits to the animal cats, thinking that the real life animal cats could also do the same thing. Years later, when the two kingdoms, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, came into one, called the New Kingdom, Bast's name was changed to Bastet because the priests thought that that name sounded a bit more feminine. So here is what Bast brings to you. I swirl and twirl, I hide and seek, romping and raging, funning and frolicking. My opportunities for self-amusement are endless, and the pleasure that it gives me makes me purr. And this is part of a beautiful poem from Amy Sophia Marashinsky. When Bast comes to you, she inspires you to play. She encourages you to let go and become alive. Alive with laughter, with joy, delighting in the simplest pleasures of life. Seeing the sunset with new eyes, hearing the voices of your loved ones with new ears, dancing with the sense that you are part of life itself. She invites you to answer the following questions. And so we would actually like you to take some time and jot down your answers to these questions. What priorities do you set for pleasure?
It's hard. Like, it's absolutely hard to set up a priority for playfulness and pleasure. As I grew up in my career and I become a mother, the responsibility grew. So the playfulness of pleasure goes at the bottom of the list, as I mentioned it the last time. And playfulness, it's definitely not like priority. Like, we have the long list to do, like cooking, laundry, do this and this and that. Like, there's not a bullet point that says play. It's a challenge. Yeah. I think only kids have a priority. They don't care about anything else. They just playfulness is a priority. And that's what my son said. He's 7. I don't care about anything, just want to play. So I wonder if as maturity comes, so we'll lose some sense of playfulness. How about you, Betty?
It is the exact same. Pleasure, unfortunately, is at the bottom of my list. I think the only time that I am fully within pleasure is when I'm playing with my littlest grandchildren.
Yes.
What is the one thing that gives you pure joy?
Yeah, I'm just going to pause here for a minute to let you reflect on that question. And I'm just going to read what Julie said about the previous question. As the leaves are falling, this joy turns into pleasure as I collect leaves and bag them. Oh, that's so poetic.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes us just to take a change in a perspective. We sometimes can get this red pen syndrome, focusing on the things that needs to be corrected, needs to be improved. It takes an effort to make a focus and do something that it is actually very joyful. Manuela says, walking in nature is peaceful and joyful. Oh, yes. For me, yes, when I'm able to relax and just play in the present moment, I can have a lot of joy. Listening to beautiful music or looking at a beautiful art or beautiful scenery, doing the classes, our goddess classes, is definitely a lot of. And Julie said, the love that my cats give me on a daily basis by giving me cuddles when I'm most needed. Yeah. How about you, Betty? What gives you joy?
My husband's smile and just being with my grandchildren. We could just be sitting on the couch, just being in their presence, for me, is pure joy.
Manuela said, this class gives me joy. Thank you.
Oh, our next question. When you think of the word happy, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
And again, we're just going to give you a moment. Yeah, laughter. For Julie, it's a laughter. For me, for some reason, wholeness and lightness.
For me, it's the word more. I want to be more happy.
And it says contentment. Yes.
And I think this is our last. answering honestly, if you could do anything in the world right this moment, what would it be?
Joys and bring peace.
Yes.
Yes. For me, I definitely cannot think any better place to be than where I am right now, doing this class, because I do feel it's a part of my mission, a part of what really lights me up. So I think I will just deepen into what I'm doing right now. How about you, Betty?
I feel the same, Natalika. Being here is very joyful for me, and I just feel good.
And Deli said, serving other as you are doing. Thank you. Yeah, and I think at some point when we actually awaken more to our inner knowing and able to start hearing our own wisdom and start sharing that with others, we only can get a different level of fulfillment by giving what we came here to do. So there is definitely a lot of pleasure here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. BAST advises us to view play as nourishment for our minds and bodies, to make play a priority as necessary as eating, to play as if our lives depended on it to thrive, because they do. Her mantra is, as I play, so do I live.
Thank you, Betty. And I would like us to have a little bit of experience of this playfulness of the BAST and have our own personalized experience with her. So I'm going to invite us to be open to play with this goddess. And you can take a moment and get yourself comfortable. Maybe you need to change the position or go lay down somewhere, but your body needs to be at ease and flow and a total pleasure state. I'm going to invite us to close the eyes. If you would like, you can keep them open if that's how you connect the best. But if not, just allow your gaze to soften and deepen. And become aware of your breath. Feel how you're breathing in and out. Allowing your attention to move within. And in that place, I'm inviting you to connect to your deep yearning for pure fun. There is a pool of energy. It's a deep desire for amusement, for excitement, for exuberance, for fun, or maybe laughter. Just become really present. What do you desire as it relates to pure fun? And now, as you take another deep breath, invite BAST to come out and play with you. And you can envision her in her cat form, and envision in a way that you want to be envisioned. Notice how she comes to you. Or if you would like, you can just connect to the playful aspect within yourself, which is the goddess BAST within you. whatever works for you the best. And ask BAST to help you hear your desire for a play for fun, loud and clear. What is that you yearn to experience that it's pure recreational and fun? With no agenda, no outcome, it's just for the pleasure of fun. It could be a puppy. It could be a girl's night out. It could be a vacation with family and friends. Maybe you want a kitten. Or maybe you yearn for other pets. It could be decorating house that gives you absolute fun and you can play with the colors and design. It could be decorating yourself with the clothes and the makeup that will bring that playfulness. Could be connecting with friends over fun activities. And as you're connected to that desire for something, ask yourself, what do you yearn to express as you connect to this desire for fun? There is something that is trying to be expressed through you by you giving this desire manifestation. What is it? Is it exuberance? Is it your radiance? Is it joy? Maybe enjoyment, positive vibes, different perspectives, reset. Or it could be a release of negative energy. And ask BAST to show you the next step. Ask her, what is the next step in allowing more fun in my life? What is that I can do today or this week that will allow me to have more fun and playfulness in my life? Imagine the BAST smiles playfully on all your questions and meows in agreement. Then she starts playfully walking around you in a cat-like walk that is very captivating. And she starts creating different shapes through her movements, with you being the center of those shapes. And you realize that she's making the sacred shapes with her moves. And she's playful and intriguing. And you hear her making the sound of cosmic purr, which rearranges the things inside of you. And you find yourself getting magnetized by these deep primordial sounds and follow them to go deeper. And you notice there is a part of you that is start purring too inside. And you're syncing your vibrations inside with the vibration of BAST. And now two of you purring together. And there is this deep primordial sound that comes out of you. All BAST moves captivate and amuse you as she walks with such a grace and flow and playfulness. Suddenly, and unexpected for you, you fall down on your fours and turn into the beautiful cat or kitten. Notice how you look as your body shifts into the form of cat. Notice how naturally you're playful. And notice how you want to enjoy receiving pleasures. And as you experience pleasure, you make even more purring sound. And then as you get attuned to each other's rhythm and creativity and playfulness, you start moving synchronically, but in opposite directions to make a sacred symbol. And that symbol that you make with BAST transports your consciousness to higher dimensions. Notice what symbol is that. Could be anything. Could be flower of life, Merkava, mandala, or any other special symbol. You then start playing hide and seek with each other inside that symbol. You're running around like the small kittens, and you let out excited meows. And you feel free in your movements. You also feel independent and sensual, playful. You also notice that you have an acute intuition. And you go with the flow. You do what you want to do in the moment. And then you play a game of shape-shifting and chase each other. What animals are you in your imaginative play? You can keep changing the shapes as often as you would like until you're ready to stop. And now it's time to return. BAST turns back to a cat and meows a goodbye to you, inviting you to come and play with her as often as you can. As a gift, she gives you a special smell. And she's also a goddess of perfume and smell. And that smell will help you to drop into playfulness with more ease and grace on a regular basis until it becomes your second nature. It could be an essential oil. It could be a flower or a perfume. Something that smells like a rapture fun to you. And as you inhale deeply that smell, send her some gratitude and appreciation for her gift and for her playing with you. And take a moment to notice how you feel light, refreshed, and rejuvenated. And with that feeling, I'm inviting you to come back to this room, come move your body, and open your eyes. Please post in the chat for me. I would like to hear what smells she gave you, what shapes, if you would like to share a sacred shape you were making with BAST, and any insights and how was that experience for you?
For me, Natalika, this was one of the best meditations I have ever had. The shape that came to me was a diamond, and the words that came to me, as above, so below. So it is a message that I feel that I needed, and I didn't expect to get it, but I didn't get any smells. I think I was so focused on the shape and the surprising words that came to me.
Yeah, because it's she's also a goddess of sensuality and pleasure. and she's a goddess of perfume. So she's very into smell. And sometimes we smell a rose or pine or any other flower, and it's just the elixir drops us in a very special sacred space. For me, just as maybe smell of cotton candy or ice cream, vanilla ice cream or pie, something that brings that drops you into the state of enjoyment. So we can actually notice those little things. It can be, of course, an image. It could be something else. But be open and pay attention. What is that allows you to drop to the fun and exuberance? Yeah, and Della says mix of magnolia and vanilla.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Love that.
I smell baking cookies and fresh air, said Anna.
Yes.
My cats decided to lay on my legs and demand strokes. And you can do your own meditation in any form that you would like to come and play with BAST, or ask her to teach you how to be more playful, or any other requests.